everyone. I'm Laili Nuridaya as the moderator of today's discussion. And today, Miss Keshia Putri Susetyo will present about the root of corruption in Indonesia. Time is yours.
Thank you very much. Now, I would like to present about the root of corruption in Indonesia. So, what is corruption actually? Do you know? What is the meaning of corruption?
It's when you take money that isn't yours.
Yes. Another example? No? Okay, so according to the Corruption and Crime Commission or CCC, corruption is when someone usually has a purposeful intention and improper motive, or maybe both. For example, purposefully failing to carry out official duties and using authority or their responsibility improperly or a fraud. Also, blackmailing, bribery, and purposeful leaking of private data for money are also called corruption. Okay, next. Just like the writer Gunawan Muhammad said, corruption produces excessive things, money, power, reputation, and poverty, which excessively harms other people who are in other status and positions. For Indonesia, corruption has never been an individual problem, but corruption is a problem together. Okay, next, the expense of corruption in Indonesia. In Indonesia, corruption has a negative impact on the country's economy, distribution of resources, and public administration. According to the information of country reports, corruption is still widespread and affects every area of society. Even several high-ranking governments that created the anti-corruption organization were found to be committing corruption. This is happening because of the weak rule of the law. Okay, next. The root of corruption differ from nation to nation and are affected by political development. According to the studies, these are the three top main causes of corruption. Number one is economic inequality, the second is inflation, and the third is a lack of competition. However, the direct relationship between corruption and the various factors is not clear enough, and it's difficult to distinguish between the cases and consequences of corruption. Okay. Next, in the case of Indonesia, from my analysis results, after analyzing and more through investigation of the root of corruption, it may be necessary to understand why corruption remains such a large problem despite numerous changes and efforts to reduce it. Corruptors come from all fields, institutions, backgrounds, and positions. Corruption usually came up with first interest from the medium-low class under the economic demands or those from the upper class aiming to obtain a higher position. For example, in this picture, do you know who it is?
No.
No? Well, he actually the director of PT Dirgantara Indonesia or president. So he alleged corruption in the sales of marketing activity of PTDI aircraft in 2007 until 2017. So he corrupting the money from his organization. That's it. Okay, next. The results of a survey conducted by Transparency International in 2018, it said that corruption occurs mostly in countries that have weak democratic foundations or laws. Politicians who are undemocratic and populist can use their positions to take advantage for personal gain. And this is the role of community in overcoming social change phenomenon as an effect of corruption. First is because of the social change, and second because of the family principles. Okay. So for the social society, the acts of corruption is strongly correlated with uncommon behavior of Indonesian people. Social change, which are brought about by widely practiced corruption, raise a sequence of ill traits for people, such as an attitude of greedy, ignorance, and individual nature. And for the second one is misleading conception of the family principle. Because many governments were often experiencing complex situations where they deem helping their family as a family responsibility, but at the same time they would violate office rules by corrupting. So the conclusion is the reason why corruption is widespread to Indonesia is not only because of a lack of government, but also because people are too greedy when it comes to money and position. This is what drives them to commit corruption, even though they are part of anti-corruption organizations. In this regard, corruption may be seen as an infectious disease that, if not conquered, will induce a systematic decrease in the quality of human conduct, resulting the downfall of nations. Okay, thank you for listening.
Okay, that's it from Miss Keshia. Any questions? Okay.
Have you ever experienced firsthand corruption in the people in your environment?
Well, actually, no, but my father, his friend, is a part of the people who corrupt. How do I say that? Okay, so he corrupts his how is it called? Perusahaan company money. So he uses company money to buy himself a car. So instead of using it to